Whew, that was such a busy work for my part. Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and only Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I am of course back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party for the Nintendo Wii. So last time we have managed able to completely done with most of these mini games on first day, even though we've almost got ourselves a really good run, with only 3 exceptions mind you. So either way, today for this episode is the fact that we are about to be moving on to the next day, which appears to be Friday. So either way though, I can't even believe we actually went breezily through this quite fast. But anyway, let's get this thing to it on Friday and see how that usually gonna brings out to be. So So it looks like the TV's now back inside Rayman's house, and the reason why is because the Rabbids somehow just irritates the moles from these mole hills, and then basically these moles managed to able to bring back the TV inside in Rayman's house. Even though despite that Rayman was actually having himself a nice little chill out moment with the actual fishbowl and such. So either way though, with that being said though, because of this though, yeah, we're actually on 51% so far. And it looks like that at the moment we can only play 3 mini-games at the moment, which we have Groove On for the likes of Ladies Night and also Jungle Boogie from the Shake It TV, which I don't suppose we actually come across into that minigame yet, but we'll come across into that at some point later on for this video, but not now though, just because even then though, we're about to be hit on to the Back to Groovy On channel, which is of course Ladies Night. So again, I must admit though, much like the forms of the original Rayman Raving Rabbids, along with the forms of Rayman Raving Rabbids 2, I believe I might as well be worried if there's going to be any copyright claims I've just managed to come across into. Well, it gets a bit worse though until when we get to Saturday and Sunday for those particular day, like, you know, set of minigames as far as I'm aware. But trust me, because of how the fact that, well, you don't want to let us, the forms of, get blocked by anything else for the most part. So because of that though, yeah, today's day is of course the what day is it today? I forgot. Oh yeah, it's the 12th of April today, in this case in 2021, and it looks like that we've almost at the halfway point in terms of April. So because of that though, yeah, to be expected by that point is the fact that expecting to be more hyped than ever before with all these little gaming announcements and everything else like that. I think I've already slightly mentioned about this ever since Juni forms have been, well, let's just say since on Friday. So at least expecting that we can able to actually, excuse me, I ate some chili dogs, so I do apologize for that for the sake of time, folks, but either way though, for the most part, when it comes to everything else I'd like to discuss upon, well, besides the fact that, well, we're pretty much almost at the halfway point in, as I said before, in April, but exponentially as well, that I believe that we've almost come towards the end of this particular Let's Play. So sure, there might be some of these mini games that we haven't touched upon yet, or especially noticeable that the game tells me to able to complete them in order to able to actually just to realize that, well, you know, just see unseen mini games and all that stuff. So even then though, as far as Ladies Night song as far as I'm concerned, I haven't heard that much of it though, unlike in any other songs I'm mostly familiar with. Well, it wasn't until whenever we get on to the next time slot though, that we might able to actually come across into something. So, but either way though, don't expect things to able to actually just to hear the actual music in the background, just because I'm gonna talk over for this, because otherwise that, believe me, I have to able to actually just to, you know, talk over for the actual whole music mini games, just because of the, you know, the copyright claims it might able to actually present. So, and believe me, that when it gets to the point, well, thankfully in Rabbids Go Home game, thankfully it does not come across into any well, any copyright claims whatsoever. In addition with you know, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which either way though, that these are the only Rabbids games I can honestly recommend even though I must admit that I wasn't really a big fan of Travel in Time, because it's more accurately like a platformer along with the minigames hybrid of all things. And plus, because of this though, I just find I don't usually go back onto Travels in Time all that much compared to the films of the really alright trilogy. Like, for instance, I still think that Rayman Raving Rabbids 2 is still my favorite installment of the series. While the first game is alright, like you can able to play as Rayman and trying to stop the Rabbids for taking over the world. But either way though, I'll give my final thoughts of this game whenever we get onto the forms of, well, let's just say specifically until this Friday perhaps, then we can probably expect that we can able to finish this Let's Play up during time. So either way though, that might have been something. Or that might have been something, I suppose. So I do apologize for that little, my lips managed to able to shut for a little bit. So I must admit that I do apologize for that. So now we're on 52%. And let's move on to the next time slot, which we have this and of course the same channels again. But let's go for a bit of a fun music here, which is Toxic. Which, as far as I'm aware, that song is performed by Britney Spears. Which I do know that song, basically. So, because of this, though, I still got that song on the iTunes, though, on my phone. So that way I can listen to that anywhere I go. Especially noticeable if eventually it gets a bit hotter. When it gets to, like, a trip out for the beach, then I obviously try to able to listen to that. So, anyway though, so let's go and get started with Toxic. So in this case though, in my opinion, it's one of the coolest music I can ever do, or coolest songs if I have to be honest here, even though that again has been performed by Britney Spears. So for those of you wondering what that specific Britney Spears looks like, so even then though, yeah. In fact, let me know in the comments below for the question of the day, that in terms of those Rabbid games throughout the entire history, what is your favorite Rabbids game that you've ever played? I think, personally speaking, it's actually a bit of a tough choice for me between, let's just say, both Rabbids Go Home or Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I would personally say that Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle was actually probably my favorite Rabbid game, because in addition to able to teaming up with Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi eventually, spoiler alert for those who have not played the game yet on the Switch, but because of this though, it actually includes the actual DLC stuff. To be more specifically with Donkey Kong Adventure, they can play as Donkey Kong and even Cranky Rabbid, in addition to able to play as Rabbid Peach during that specific expansion. So even then though, you can still able to actually recommend Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle basically, even though the actual pricing in that game is actually a lot more cheaper now, especially noticeable since that game almost came out about 4 years ago almost, until August for the sake of this year. So I can't even believe time itself just went flying by. And then it's kind of crazy that how some Rabbid fans were expecting they were able to bring us to a sequel to Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2, which we don't know exactly for surely just yet though, but we'll have to wait and see what happens and join at some point in this year's E3 for Nintendo acknowledgements and stuff like that. And of course, Ubisoft is also going to be involved in this as well for the actual E3 stuff, so expecting to be hyped. So God knows what might able to happen during that sometime until, well, we only still got about, I think we've now on to 2 months left now until, you know, the additional E3 presentation is about to start. So even then though, expecting to be hyped. And as far as for my other predictions, I'm also able to point things out that my predictions are, of course, the final 2 Smash Ultimate DLC fighters, which I don't know exactly when that's going to be. So expecting one for this summer and one for the autumn release. So yeah, that's as far as I can say about this. So also another thing as well is that actually, to be honest with you, there's not much I can honestly try to talk about. Oh yeah, and another prediction I was hoping to able to make in its existence, which is of course the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, and what else is there? Oh yeah, Mario Kart 9, because every other rumors out there keeps on mentioning Mario Kart 9, so expecting that it's about time to able to actually get ourselves the next entry in the series. At least if depending if the forms of Animal Crossing New Horizons is actually on the top list in terms of the best-selling Nintendo Switch games ever. So, and I've pretty much almost got myself a nice little well, 15,000 points run, but since I did screw up most of the time in some notes anyway, but I did that pretty fine. So either way though, pretty good song, and I can honestly still recommend it. So anyway, so let's get back into the forms of course we got ourselves the 3 minigames that we need to play through, so let's see what's up next. In fact, we might able to actually get onto the forms of Shake It TV, but before we get into this though, you have 3 choice of difficulties. There is Novice, Normal, or Expert, meaning that Expert is likely the hard mode. So, and as far as, you know, normal mode is your traditional normal difficulty, and then Novice is basically like an easy mode. So, and conveniently enough, that this is before when Just Dance exists. So because of this though, yeah, prepare yourself by the forms of the most obvious warning is of course the actual copyright claims. So in this case, we're actually doing some sort of like an easy song to able to go through, or music I should say, but of course as you can see on screen that you have to dance that specific, you have to copy the actual dance movesets, and the more you do them with a perfect timing by the way, then you would able to actually rank up some more points depending on the forms of the actual gauge and stuff like that. So because of that though, yeah, there's not much else to say about this other than that. So because of that though, yeah, there's not much else to say. So another prediction I was hoping to able to actually see in action, which is the new Donkey Kong game that most rumors keep on mentioning about. Especially noticeable that Donkey Kong will eventually become 40 years old this year. And also to top it off, the new Metroid stuff, mainly with like, you know, the 35th anniversary of the Metroid series. Well, I don't know exactly for surely just yet though, just because, well, the last true Metroid thing that we've actually got since then, it was actually by the forms of Metroid Samus Returns for the Nintendo 3DS, despite the fact it was actually a remake to Metroid 2 Return of Samus. So we can expect that we might able to get Super Metroid Remake or something like that, or Metroid Fusion Remake, or some sort of like a brand new game. Although, I wasn't really sure if Metroid Prime 4 would be on its way, but we'll see what happens during at some point until the next 2 months. So, because of that though, yeah, expecting that it might actually be hyped until then, so... But yeah, that's as far as I can say about this for the most part. So either way though, speaking of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate actually, I've managed able to go back into that game, and because of that though, one thing I totally forgot to mention about this ever since on Friday, that I managed able to get another 3 spirits based off from the forms of Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which there are Giga Cat Mario, and also the Kittens, and finally Fury Bowser. Although, honestly, it doesn't take me that long until whenever I managed to able to actually just get those spirits. Mind you, I only did failed once in Journey Forms of Fury Bowser battle, just because, wow, I seriously swear to god, the timing on trying to dodge the Giga Bowser's final smash is actually a bit difficult in my opinion. But regardless of anything else though, it actually did took me 2 attempts, so... there we go, that pretty much concludes this particular minigame. Again, it's a bit difficult in my opinion, just because, well, to be honest with you, I wasn't really into the forms of the Just Dance series that much, in comparison to the forms of any other, like, musical gaming and stuff like that. Well, I do know one thing is, of course, Donkey Konga for the GameCube, along with the forms of Dancing Stage Mario Mix, or Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix for sure. So anyways though, let's move on to the next new minigame that we have not seen just yet. And this comes from Raving channel. That's what appears to be Mixing My Toasties. So basically we need to able to cook the actual steak perfectly, and then basically if you try to able to, you know, do that, and then just hold the B button to flick the Wiimote up, and then basically it's your timing requirement to able to feed the actual critter and stuff, or to be more specifically, this particular weird animal. So, yeah, it's not too bad for this minigame, honestly. Sure, it might take some time to get used to with the controls and everything, so, honestly, this minigame's not too bad. So you have to, like, specifically let the steak when it glows, and then you have to flick the Wiimote upwards, and then try to flick at the right time until it starts to spark. So, even then though, it's a pretty easy minigame when you get used to it though. So, either way though, I suppose another thing I should probably point out as well is that speaking of Mario Kart, I've managed to go back into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for not only for more online matches to play around with, but also I did manage to able to actually just to complete a certain amount of time trial ghosts, to be more specifically Nintendo staff ghost status, and there are some of them are pretty easy to handle, like the actual traditional Mario Kart 8 tracks and stuff like that, but also there's gonna be some difficult ones which I did manage to come across, like Ice Ice Outpost, and also same applies to Big Blue, which, oh jeez, trying to beat those staff ghosts, at least on 150cc most of the time, is actually a lot trickier and difficult in my opinion, just because, well, I keep on screwing things up a little bit. So, either way though, I was expecting that, well, thankfully I did manage to complete Big Blue for Staff Ghost data, luckily, but now I just need to take care of the forms of the rest. Because there was actually the unlockable kart parts that you have to deal with, and that is of course gold tires. And basically to unlock that is that you have to beat all 48 ghost status in the Switch version. Well, thankfully though, unlike the Wii U version of the game, that you only have to deal with like 32 ghosts, and that's pretty much about it. So at least that's something that you can able to actually get yourselves the easier time to able to unlock, you know, the gold tires. Whilst unlike, I think I did manage to got that part, haven't I, during the course of Mario Kart 7, I think that was true. That I somehow managed to able to obtain that by complete accident during the course of Mario Kart 7. But anyway, let's go ahead and deal with the next new minigame. Well, technically I was originally going to able to show this off during the course of the past few days ago, but somehow I'm not a big fan of this minigame called A Day at the Races. Not to be confused as the minigame's name from the likes of Mario Party 2. In a battle minigame nonetheless, except it doesn't have an A, so it just usually calls it Day at the Races, so yeah, that's pretty much about how this minigame goes. It's just all about getting your bets on the certain racers, and sometimes it can be a bit luck-based if you're trying to able to go ahead and trying to bet on certain racers and all that stuff. I think you only have to deal with this 3 times, so in this case, I'll muzzle bet on this one, so God knows, it's going to be pretty much random, so although luckily, if you're trying to able to involve the racing in, basically you can able to flick the Wiimote and Nunchuck multiple times, and then basically, oh no, don't do this to me, Wiimote and Nunchuck, please don't you dare do this to me, don't do this to me, no, hold on a second, there we go. Oh jeez, I hate when this happens to me sometimes, especially it doesn't help about the fact that, again, my nunchuck just always screws me up quite a bit, so yeah, that's not even that good. But at least I did came 2nd place though, so I guess it's alright. But if you do manage to win, you get a certain amount of carrots and all that stuff, which can be tallied by points. But since I've lost the bet, that means I lose 2 carrots, so oh boy, it gets a little bit annoying most of the time anyway. But anyway, let's move on to the 2nd race. And, oh, we got an advert. So in this case, it looks like this rabbit here is going to make himself a pizza. And then we have to shake the Wiimote up and down until the gauge is full up. And then we get ourselves a good head start. And the pizza has already been made. So, how's that for that? But anyway, let's just get back into this minigame. So, okay, there's not much else to say, apart from the fact that, well, we actually almost nearly at the end of this Let's Play, basically, so, expecting to be hyped about. And as far as I'm aware, after we're done with this particular game, then, as I said before, that this will be the last Rabbids Let's Play game, for what I can tell, that, basically we'll do for a while. Just because, well, at this point, we're pretty much gonna have to focusing on other franchises from now on, such as, for instance, that you notice about the fact that Maxie will able to go back onto Sonic Advance 3 during at some point until tomorrow and Thursday and stuff like that, and Tiona, she was about to be going back onto Mario Party 4, so yeah, that's as far as I can usually try to discuss upon. Although originally, I was expecting to able to do Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle for some time now, but the thing is, I haven't really gone back into that game just yet, and plus I haven't completed the game yet, so Plus, because of how the fact that I do need to get a lot of used to with the forms of some strategy involved, like specifically trying to get the strategies right. But I will be back onto it, don't worry, once I've done the forms of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, by able to actually just able to realize to able to unlock everything. Well, at least I've almost unlocked everything anyway, except with certain card parts. Even with, you know, I need to get up to like 5,000 coins to, you know, trying to able to actually get the last glider, which is the gold glider, which thankfully is rather easy in on the Switch version because obviously it decreases by half. Unlike, you know, unlike the Wii U version, that it will take a lot of time to able to actually get the gold glider, and to do that you have to get about 10,000 coins, which just seems a lot. But you know, that's as far as I can usually, regardless of trying to able to mentioning that. In fact, I'm actually going to go back onto Mario Kart 8 Deluxe after what well, I just have no idea what I'm truly saying for this point right now. And since I lost the bet again, so this means that I've got about 17 carats, and this pretty much leads me to these amounts of points. So, at least I came on third, so at least I've got enough points to able to go past, so... But again, if you actually keep on messing things up beyond belief, then pretty much guaranteed that you might able to actually have to restart that minigame again. So, yeah, just try not to play Day of the Races because it feels kind of dull. But anyways, let's go back onto the same channel as the other time slot, except we are going back onto that, you know, that familiar minigame that we've played loads of times already, which is, of course, this minigame. So, like, you know, the dive bomb and such. So, I think for the most part, we're actually doing alright in Friday. Not the best run, just because we haven't exactly beat that much high scores for certain minigames as far as I'm aware. Although, mind you, except by the forms of mixing my toasties, which is the only minigame that we actually did manage to do so well on, so... Anyway, because what I'm going to do for the next few days, I'm going to be going back onto Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch for a while, so just in case I can able to unlock the rest of these unlockables anyway. Now once I'm done with that, then I'm pretty much done with that particular game. Even though I might as well come back into that game eventually, if I manage to able to decide to do more races and stuff like that. So because of that though, and once I'm done with the Switch version of Mario Kart 8, then I can probably hit back onto Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Yeah, shocking, right? Especially noticeable, despite the fact that the Wii U has been so poorly received, that despite that, Mario Kart 8 still has easily, without a doubt, the best-selling game on that system so far. Well, at least between the Switch and the Wii U, so it's relatively the same. So either way though, yeah, let's just dive right into the hardcore red portal, so just in case we can able to go after the challenge. And once again, we have to obtain as many boosts as we can to able to actually just get ourselves, you know, more speed and also to top it off, more points. Oh jeez, that was close. Oh goodness, this gets a little bit hectic around here. But then somehow we instantly managed to dive straight into the sun planet. Jeez, that must have felt very deadly all of a sudden, especially noticeable if the rabbit managed to able to make its way over there. And then basically, that he will able to die from the actual sunburn. So, well, specifically the sun planet. So, anyways, the last time slot we'll do for on Friday, and we have only 2 minigames: Wake Me Up Before You Go, or the minigame from Jam Sports. So, I think we should probably hit in there. So, So yeah, I just get the feeling with that noise from the likes of that plaster. It's just like blocking the actual rabbit's face. So, I have no idea why I say things like that. And I think, potentially speaking, is that I don't know if this is actually the last time we're going to be able to play these kinds of minigames like this, because by that point, until in Saturday and Sunday days category rise, basically that it's going to be most likely music-based minigames, which, to be honest with you, I might be excited, but at the same time, not looking forward to it, just because of there's going to be filled to the brim with those pop culture songs. To be more specifically, because of the forms of I might as well be worried if I somehow manage to got myself into the copyright claims, which we've already come across into several other copyright claims before. Like, for instance, that we've had one from Sonic and the Black Knight, and also we've got one from the likes of, well, let's just say, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, and also a few of those videos from the Mega Man Marathon, which there are Mega Man 8 and Mega Man 9, and, I suppose that's pretty much about it. And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention one thing, which is that originally I was gonna upload My Little Pony Friendship is Magic 10th anniversary video during the course of the 10th of October last year, but of course I got screwed over with the copyright stuff, mainly with like video footage and stuff like that. So, thankfully it's nothing to do with the music, thankfully, it's just the actual video footage that screws me up. So, but at least that was on the Daily Motion instead. Despite the fact that I haven't got that much views of these videos though, just because, well, then again though, that Daily Motion is a completely different experience for myself, so... yeah, that's as far as I can say in terms of the forms of today's discussion, so even then though, there's not much else to say. It's just the fact that I've obviously had to talk over with the actual, the music videos during certain minigames as far as I'm aware, just because again, I'm really scarce when it comes to able to either get not copyright claims, or if I do manage to get one, then otherwise I'll be demonetized, so... that won't be that good if I come across into that, so... and I was literally so close to able to actually get the high score right there, but oh well. Not the end of the world, but hey, at least that's sure it's something. So, I guess we should probably end things off at this point right here. So join me next time for more of Let's Play of Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party. It's the fact that we're about to be hit on to the next day, which we now ended up on the weekends. So to begin with, we're about to be hit on to Saturday, so... yeah, that's just gonna be interesting. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Later, fellas.